I would have to go homeless if I left now. Now, I can't tell you what to do, artful fodder. But I will tell you, it was in that decision to choose homelessness over the perpetual continuation of really toxic cycles that helped me to set myself free. And it put me on the path to reclaim my rightful abundance, my rightful place within society, my rightful perception of myself, all of these really, really profound things. Had I not chosen homelessness over the security that is provided in exchange for access to toxicity, um, I would not be the person that I am right now. You would not hear my thoughts. I would not be sharing anything. I would not be publicly visible. So, I mean, I'm not telling anyone to choose homelessness. Not everyone can handle certain types of struggles, and the environment has changed tremendously. The level of safety, being on the streets, it's greatly declined. Um, so, we all have to make these decisions for ourselves. But I do just want to share that sometimes the unconventional decision, the most difficult path, is actually the path that ends up liberating you. You know, this right here. I've been homeless up until recently, and even now it's in the air, but I've learned so much about myself and I know my strength. That's how I feel too. It was only after I experienced that depth of displacement and instability that I began to understand the truth of real stability, real peace. I swear, still to this day, that period of several years of being um, categorically homeless, technically transient, um, some of the most beautiful, beautiful days of my life. I don't think that's ever going to change. I think I will always look back at that time and be like, it was so fucking beautiful. I loved the experience of it, the way it grew me, the way it brought me to my space of peace. It helped me to understand the truth of what peace actually is. But again, it's not for everyone. I know that for most people, their experience with homelessness is a very traumatic, very difficult, very sad and destructive experience. I ain't even gonna paint some fake picture that, no, I did it, you could do it too. Everyone has a different experience. It depends on the mindset that you're in as you're experiencing it, right? I chose it. It wasn't thrust upon me. I chose it. So that's kind of, I guess that might be the difference. Because I chose it and I know I chose that experience. It was not this thing of feeling so much of the negatives about how I had to go through that. Because I always had that thought, that reminder of, I chose this experience. I wasn't forced into this. I chose this. I could have gone ahead and went back into those old toxic spaces. So it is what it is. But for me, what it was is something so profound and beautiful. And that's the very thing that liberated me internally as well as externally. It's the very thing that caused me to realize I was made for so much more than to just be the whipping girl, the one that everyone blames and whips because they're in a bad mood, because something went wrong, because they need someone to blame. I can't tell you that that's the healthiest choice for you, artful fodder. Um, but it might be something that you need to consider further. The different options that are being presented to you that are not um, primary preferences, right? Sometimes we don't get to choose what we prefer. Sometimes we get nothing but what we actually need.